goodness, do I go there? Do I go there with this subject? I really wasn't planning to go where I'm going today with this topic, but I was singing a song in my head. We've gone there, we're going there, guys. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So in last week's video, I actually filmed it yesterday and I had so much fun making that video. I was super nervous to make it, and afterwards I just felt so happy, and I'm feeling so happy today as well. I've got some new palettes that arrived yesterday while I was filming, and I just thought let's dive deeper into it all and discuss manifestation, psychic abilities, all that kind of stuff, whilst applying some makeup. So these palettes arrived yesterday from Beauty Bay and I'm super excited to open them. I did purchase these with my own money, and there's some palettes that I've just had my eye on for some time that I thought, let's carry on yesterday's discussion, let's create a makeup look and just have a conversation. So first of all, we have got the New Romantics palette here. Now this one is limited edition, but it's still available on the website from Beauty Bay. And it is bubble wrapped. Now, of course on this channel, I am all about cruelty free and we like to be as sustainable as possible. But, you know, in this situation, the bubble wrap really helped this palette from not getting soaked in the rain. And as well, this palette here is really wrapped in, I feel like this is unnecessary wrapping. I don't know whether Beauty Bay do this all the time. Of course, this palette has not come in this kind of plastic packaging. I feel like it is a bit unnecessary. However, yesterday my parcel was left by the postman in the pouring rain. Luckily I was at home and I just had a feeling that it had been delivered, and then I went out to find it in the rain. However, if I had been out at work all day, then, you know, my eye palettes would be soaking wet through. So in that regard, I think this packaging is absolutely fantastic for keeping the palettes dry. However, it would be really nice to see brands not using single-use plastic. Now, I don't know fully about recycling this. It's very pretty. I think it is a Ziploc bag, so I could actually use it for something else. There could be another use there. Wasn't expecting to see this shiny packaging. It does look fantastic, but was it necessary? In a way it was, because it kept it dry. But yeah, if it's, I mean, it's Ziploc, so it's not really kind of single use if you can find another use for it. I digress. I just wanted to point that out. So this is the New Romantics palette, which looks... Guys, look at that palette. I've literally been lusting after this for quite a while now. It's absolutely beautiful. So we've got all these kind of deep reds and browns, these really nice neutral kind of pinky tones as well, and then all these sparkles. And guys, raspberry looks insane, so that palette looks absolutely beautiful. I'll probably just stick to the one palette today, but I'm going to open both and then we'll decide which palette we're going to work from today. Oh my goodness, the box is so shiny and gorgeous. This is the Origin palette. It's got 42 colours in it. Again, bubble wrap, but makeup palettes can damage quite easily. And I always save bubble wrap in case I'm sending something out to somebody, or, you know, when it comes to moving house, looking after all your special things that are breakable. So this is the palette. It looks so gorgeous. It's like this matte black box. Oh my goodness, the squares of colour are literally bigger than I thought they would be. Like, I expected the palette to be quite a big palette, and it's really, really pretty as well. Like, the colours in there are so beautiful. There was a couple of palettes that I was in and out in between, but you know, at a later date I will get the other one. And I just feel like the Beauty Bay palettes are such a reasonably priced. I got this when there was some discount on, but there always seems to be a really good offer on at Beauty Bay. I'll leave the price of this palette on screen. It's RIP price without any discount, and even without any discount, these palettes, but the size of them is just absolutely incredible. Now we just got one decision now. Do I go with the New Romantics palette or do I go with the Origin palette? So it's going to be a very chatty video again whilst I'm applying makeup, so we'll leave everything I use today linked down below in the description if I forget to tell you what I am using, if I'm too busy chatting. So I loved using this yesterday. This is the Drops of Youth Bouncy Jelly Mist from the Body Shop, and I'm going to use this as a primer. And I found that just spraying it in the hand is the most easiest way to use this product as a primer. It just stops it like literally spraying absolutely everywhere. One thing I love about Beauty Bay palettes are, well, so far they're all cardboard and they're not reflective. So when I was using So's palette the other week, her original palette's fine, but the Extra Spice palette is so reflective, like literally you could just see everything in there, and I don't know, I just find it looks untidy seeing all my background and everything just pulling off the cellophane from the mirror. So yeah, I like Beauty Bay's mirrors. Like, it's huge, that mirror in there. It's like the size of the whole palette. Nervously going in with the brow spot pen again for the brows. Gosh, I've got the something that happens to me is like music and stuff. Like, I'll just randomly have this song in my head all the time, and just right now I have got the, you know, the ABBA song slipping through my fingers. Gosh, if you've watched Mamma Mia the musical, like the film, the musical, I've not seen the actual musical version of it, but the film of it, oh my goodness, it just, oh gosh, it makes you cry. And of course, like, Freya is growing up and this is like her last year of primary school, so oh goodness, it's just like such an emotional time at the minute, and yeah, can't think about it too much. I really will start crying, guys. Oh, we're going foundation first today. See, I end up doing my makeup however I randomly end up doing it. I've really enjoyed doing my foundation last. Recently, I've really enjoyed that because then any fallout or anything is not on the makeup. But we've gone foundation first this time, so we're going foundation first. How has everyone's week been? I hope you all had a wonderful week. I was just thinking then, as I am literally patting down the foundation with my beauty blender, that literally anything meditative, like, you know, just doing this can bring out like visions and thoughts and feelings and stuff. So anything that's kind of, you're doing it without thinking, like, you know you're thinking because you're doing, but you know, you're just kind of like patting away and then your mind like wanders off. Times like that you can get a lot of meditative thoughts and visions and stuff. Apologies if you can see a little bit of sugar on my lips. I've just done a gentle lip scrub because my lips were just looking a little bit like they needed a little gentle lip scrub. Guys, I think I'm going to have to go with this palette today, the New Romantic palette by Beauty Bay, because it's just so stunning. All those gorgeous bright colours in it. I definitely got to use raspberry. I really like flamingo and birthday and milkshake and just all of them. There's so many gorgeous looks that you could create with this, and it's got like a deep black in there. Oh gosh, it just looks so beautiful. So there's no contest between these two palettes today for me. So I'm just priming the eyes with the Urban Decay Eye Primer Potion. This might sound a little bit morbid actually, but there was actually some really nice beauty to it. I think I'm going to go in with Milkshake here. It's so bright, gorgeous pink. Let's just go bright today. I might darken it up with some of the darker colours, but we're going to start with Milkshake. That is absolutely gorgeous. So for me, music has played quite a big part in some of the visions that I've had. Oh my goodness, do I go there? Do I go there with this subject? So guys, I'm just quickly jumping in because I've finished filming. This is the finished makeup look, spoiler alert, but yeah, I didn't have any direction where I was going to go with today's video, and what actually ended up happening was I ended up talking about my Nana's passing. Now, it's a beautiful story and it brought me great comfort, but if, you know, the passing of someone is a triggering subject for you, or you're just going to find it too upsetting to watch at this moment in time, then please just watch another one of my videos or someone else's video that is so much more upbeat and happy. It's still a fun video and it's a beautiful story, but I just wanted to come in and say what actually happens in this video, so you had the choice whether you want to still watch it or not. In 2012, I went and did a meditation, either the runes or the ogre, which are ancient ways of divination, basically, where you can see the future and visit different realms and such. And in one of these meditations, I went for a journey in meditation. We would meditate to the beat of the drum. I think it was like a guided meditation. Part of it was guided and some of it was just left with the drum for us to visualize. I really wasn't planning to go where I'm going today with this topic, but I was singing a song in my head. We've gone there, we're going there, guys. So basically I did this meditation and it was like a journey in meditation, and in this meditation I saw somebody in my nana's bed. It was like my nana's alarm clock next to the bed. You know, it's kind of like, is it a Ben alarm clock? I think they're like British made. There's this alarm clock and it was my nana's bedroom, glasses on that were my nana's, nightgown that was my nana's, but this old lady didn't look like my nana, but she sat up in bed and smiled and then went to sleep, to a peaceful sleep. Now after that I kept thinking, gosh, who is that, and I kept thinking, who was that I saw, because it really didn't look like my nana. Like my nana always had, like, she saw the hairdresser like every Tuesday and she would get her hair kind of curled and it would just look absolutely beautiful. You know, it was always bouncy and, you know, it's really nice hairstyle. Now this lady that I saw had like hair that was just like down here, and I'd never in my life seen my nana with hair like that. I didn't think anything of it, but now and again I kept thinking, who is this woman? And then roll on December, probably like early to mid December, I was icing some cakes because I didn't have much money at the time, although this ended up costing me a lot of money to do. I thought I would bake everybody a little hamper, and I made everyone a Christmas cake in the family. Christmas cakes, my family, Johnny's family. I also made everyone like mince pies, chili jam as well. But the cake recipe itself cost me at least £50 because I had to buy rum, brandy, and there's another alcohol that went in as well. I can't remember what it was. I found a cake from 2017 the other week and it was still preserved because I put that much alcohol in my Christmas cakes, like literally. So what is that? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, like 4-year-old Christmas cake, not a spot of mold on it because of all the alcohol I put in. It was so well preserved. You know, I'm icing my cakes. I've got 10 cakes to do. I was doing this while Freya was at preschool. Freya always went to preschool for like 3 hours a day. And I just kept hearing this song in my head. You know the opera song, Time to Say Goodbye? I kept hearing it, I kept hearing it, I kept hearing it. Now I knew that this song meant something. My dad has a lot of health issues and I kept thinking it's either for my nana or it's for my dad. I just knew that this song meant that one of them was going to leave the earth fairly soon, and so I kept thinking, oh my goodness. And then throughout the year I kept hearing that song over and over again in my head. And then I once went to a meditation. I was doing my Reiki at the time and it was for my Reiki 2 attunement, and the lovely lady who was doing my attunement, we were all sitting down to meditate, and she had this CD and it just had lots of lovely opera songs on it, and there was a bit of Harry Potter on there as well. You guessed it, the song Time to Say Goodbye came on and I said, I'm really sorry, but can we have another piece of music? Because I strongly believe that this piece of music is telling me that my nana or my dad is about to pass away and I just cannot listen to that piece of music. So we're now in 2013, I'm hearing the music in my head over and over again. I keep hearing it when I'm out and about, just randomly in a coffee shop or wherever. I hear this piece of music and, you know, on adverts and all sorts. Now in the early 2013, my nana was in and out of hospital. She kept having falls. She was born with a heart murmur, so she had a lot of heart problems and she was in and out of hospital. I'm gonna use Claret, this gorgeous deep colour here. I know this might sound like a heavy subject, but honestly, it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me because I had time, I had peace, and by the time anything did happen, I was at peace. So please, I know this might sound like a really dark thing, but for me, I'm just gonna say I was at peace. So my Nana was in and out of hospital throughout all of 2013, and basically, you know, she kept falling, she kept being a little bit poorly and had to go back in. And then at one point as well, she was actually in a bit of a nursing home for a couple of weeks, but it wasn't a permanent thing. It was just, she was discharged from hospital, but she still needed additional care. Instead of taking up a hospital bed, she went to a nursing home where there was specialised people to help look after people in my Nana's situation. So I went to visit my Nana at this nursing home, and my Nana looked just like the lady that I had seen in this meditation. My Nana had not seen the hairdresser because she'd obviously been in hospital. She'd not seen a hairdresser and her hair was flat. I didn't think anything of it then, but carry on with the story, you will soon see what I mean. You know, my Nana started to look a little bit different. She looked like, you know, she just looked like I'd never seen her before. And another interesting thing happened as well was I just knew my Nana was in this certain home. I had no idea of her room number or where to find her in the building. However, I pulled up, got out of my car, went into the building, and something told me to get in the lift, and I went up a flight of stairs, and something told me to walk to the end of the corridor. Something within me just knew to get in this lift, go up to the next floor, walk to the end of the corridor, and I'll find my Nana. And sure as hell, my Nana was in that end room at the end of the corridor on the second floor. She ended up going back home for a little bit, in and out of hospital again, and then she just got out of hospital. So I went round to visit my Nana on, I think it was like the 28th of November. Something within me was like, I think this is going to be the last time I'm going to see my Nana at home. And me and my Nana are super close. We're like best friends. Oh gosh, I'm not sad, but talking about her does make me a little bit emotional because we really were best friends. I didn't have the best relationship growing up with my mum, and therefore my Nana was my mother figure, my best friend. Like, to me, my Nana, until my children came along, like literally my Nana was my favourite person in the whole wide world, and she still is like on par with my children, and I just love her so much. We had that true like bond, and we knew each other like inside and out. She knew everything about me, I knew everything about my Nana, just everything, her deepest darkest secrets, just everything. She was such a wonderful lady. Like, I see a lot of Freddie in her because she's just like so loving and caring, but like a little bit naughty too, which I think we can all relate to. So yeah, I love her little kind of adventurous side. So yeah, we knew each other very well, and something told me that this was probably going to be the last time that I would see my Nana in her home. So I thought, right, I'll take White Christmas. We can watch White Christmas, because she actually said that White Christmas wasn't actually one of her favourite kind of movies, but I took it thinking that she'd enjoy it, because whenever I went to visit, she always had like, was it Channel 4 on or Channel 5 that had these like old films on, like Singing in the Rain and such. So I thought, I'm going to take White Christmas. We can have a bit Christmas vibes and we can just hang out and have a lovely time. So I went, and whenever I went to visit my Nana, I'd always be there till like midnight or something. Or, you know, we'd always have like a whole day together, a whole evening together, just absolutely wonderful, and hang out like friends. These blend so beautifully, by the way. I know they don't look perfect on either side, but I will neaten it all up as we go along. I think I'm going to put a bit of raspberry on this part here. Oh my goodness, yeah, it's so beautiful. I feel like I want to do raspberry over here, wipe some on my face, but I'll get rid of that later. And then I want to put one of the lighter sparkly colours on the kind of inner quarter. That is so beautiful. I'm so glad I went for this palette. Like, this palette, these colours are just making me so happy right now. Do you know, I might just use my index finger and get shints in here. That's really pretty colour here. Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. Oh my goodness, yes. Stunning. packaging, wow, wow, wow. These feel super duper creamy as well, guys. The texture of them is like nothing I've ever felt before. Obviously it's in the Nikki Tutorials palette as well because they are Beauty Bay, but yeah, the shimmers literally just feel so creamy and are so like super pigmented as well. So I'm just grabbing another clean brush and I'm going to go in with vanilla and just bob it on the brow bone. So I'm going to use a Fresh Nude Serum Concealer. So as above, so below, which is quite fitting for today's subject. So you'll see what I mean when I say they're really creamy, how the brush pushed those shades in a little bit because it is so creamy. So pop a little bit of oyster right in the inner corner. Like that, it's just something a little bit different, just to add something a little bit extra. I will say though, sustainability wise, you know, all the Beauty Bay palettes are cardboard, which is just fantastic, which makes them fully recyclable, which is just amazing. Then I'm going to use the Coconut Glistening Glow Bronze as my bronzer and highlight today. So I went to visit my Nana. We had the most wonderful night. And then she turned to me and said, I don't think I'm going to live for much longer. She said, I think I'm going to go soon. I don't think I'm going to live for much longer. She said, I don't feel like I can tell anybody else, but I know that you will understand and I can talk with you. And I said, I know, I feel it too. And then, you know, we were talking and we both obviously cried lots, but had lots of cuddles and told each other how much we like love each other so much, and you know, we still do. Then she said, you've always promised me you'll look after my childhood bunny rabbits, which she literally had in a bedroom like for the whole life. And she said, will you take them now and promise you will look after them? Don't let the kids play with them. Well, don't let Freya play with them because obviously I only had Freya then. You know, we had a really deep and meaningful conversation, hug loads. She gave me a childhood toy. But she said, the only thing I am scared of is I just really want to die in my sleep, she said. And then I turned to her. I just remembered that meditation and I just said to her, you do. I've seen it, you do. And I told her all about meditation and she was just so happy then. And literally a day or so later, she had another fall. She was back in hospital and I went to visit her on the 1st of December. And this is why if you watch my Vlogmas, you will know my Christmas tradition, because on the 1st of December, I really hesitated as well. I just had this knowing, like my Nana had a deep sense of knowing that she was going to pass away. I had a deep sense of knowing. I'd had signs from the universe. I'd had this song that was constantly playing and I knew it had meaning behind it. I'd seen the vision of it, of course, in my meditation. It clicked, of course, when my Nana said she just wants to die in her sleep, and I could tell her that, Nana, you do, which is all what made it so beautiful. So for blush today, I'm going to, I think, mix a couple of these colours in here to get a really fun blush. I'm going to dip in Flamingo, Birthday and Milkshake. Oh yes, that is some pinky colour. So yeah, I'd had all these signs from the universe. I had a deep sense of knowing. My Nana had a deep sense of knowing of what was coming. Now I had a whole year to prepare. This was now December and being out to visit Santa, and I came home and sat in the car as we pulled back up home from seeing Santa, pulled up in the car and said, I've got to go to see my Nana tonight and it's going to be the last time I see her. And I just burst out in tears and Johnny was comforting me and as you'll all know, I don't like crying in front of Johnny, and he was just comforting me, and I just knew it was the last time I was going to see it. Now, I procrastinated. I did the washing up when I got in. I decorated the Christmas tree. I half decorated it. I did like half decorate it and leave and go see my Nana. I procrastinated because I knew it was going to be the last time I saw her, and in hindsight you think, well, if you know it's the last time you're going to see her, then literally why don't you go as soon as possible and spend as much time as possible with her? But I procrastinated because it was just such a deep knowing of it's going to be the last time I see her. So I was kind of mentally preparing myself for this last visitation. It was 1st December, went to visit her in hospital, and we had the best time. Like, literally, she was smiling, she was so happy to see me. We had a wonderful conversation. I hugged her so tight and said, I love you. More than anything, I love you so, so much. Just know that I love you so much. And she did the same with me. It was just the best experience ever. My auntie was also in the same hospital. My cousin had come from visiting my auntie to visit my Nana, and because I was there, she said, why don't you come with me and see Auntie Caroline before visiting hours are over? So off I went to see my auntie, which meant I was only with my Nana for about 20 minutes, which part of it kills me, but the other part of it is like, I had the best time with my Nana. And it was meant to be how it was meant to be. After I'd visited my auntie, you know, went back home, and I then became really poorly with, I used to get a lot of sinus infections, throat infections. If someone near me got a cold, I'd end up having like throat infection and stuff. I was on antibiotics, and of course I was not going to see my Nana. I was not going to go visit my Nana whilst I was on antibiotics and whilst I was so poorly, because I did not want to in any way make her even more poorly than she was. So I didn't go and visit her, and on the 10th of December I remember because I was watching Emmerdale, and I was wearing a ring that my Nana had gave me like years before for my birthday. It was a ring that was hers. She found it in an antique shop, she wore it for a bit, and then she gave it to me because she knew how much I loved it. I've been wearing this ring for about a year now, and all of a sudden in the ad breaks of Emmerdale, I looked down at this ring and said, Johnny, have I ever shown you this ring before? Like, look how beautiful it was. This ring shone brighter than ever. It's a beautiful peridot ring, and it just glistened and gleamed and looked so bright and beautiful. And I was looking down at it and I was showing Johnny how beautiful it was. And then I got up and I went to make a cup of tea. Now my stomach hit the floor with this most immense pain that I've ever felt in my entire life, and it was just such an horrendous pain that like thumped and hit the pit of my stomach. And I was like, oh, and I like had to brace myself and put my hands on the counter in the kitchen. And Johnny says, you all right? I was like, oh no, I've got this horrible stomach pain. I just went back down and sat on the sofa. Carried on watching Emmerdale, and then when it had finished, I couldn't find my phone, and I went rooting around for my phone. It slipped down the side of the sofa. And when I picked it up, I had about 10 missed calls on it, and they were all from my auntie and my mom. And then when I saw the times that when these phone calls were, it was literally when that pit hit my stomach. Like when I answered the phone, I said I just knew that my Nana had died, and my auntie confirmed it, and I was crying so much I had to put the phone down. And then thinking about it, when my stomach felt like that, it was the moment my Nana had passed, because once I regained strength to ring her back, told me on the phone that she died about half an hour ago, and that half an hour ago was when I'd gone into the kitchen. So again, a deep sense, like grief just hit me before like I knew it. Yeah, I didn't mean to kind of go on to this story today, but I just knew that I had to come and sit down and talk more about it, and I thought I was going to talk more about visions I'd had and all these kind of things, and I've come I ended up talking about this today because it just felt natural for me to do so. So I hope I'm not upset you guys in any way. I know I'm a little bit kind of crying and stuff, but do you know, having that whole year of visions, that whole year of hearing that song and knowing, a deep knowing that either my nana or my dad was going to pass away within a year. The fact that my nana knew she was going to pass and I knew she was going to pass. And we had, I mean, look, what an amazing time did me and my nana have. Not a lot of people. It's so sad that not many people get to say goodbye. And me and my nana both had a deep sense of knowing that she was going to pass. My nana knew it. I knew it, and we just comforted each other with it and we said goodbye. We were able to tell each other how much we truly loved each other. Not that we ever had to discuss it. Those words didn't have to ever be said because we just knew it so much. We just knew how much each other loved each other. We just knew how much we loved each other. But look at that amazing evening that I got with my nana. Look at that amazing visitation I had with my nana the last time I saw her. And every year I celebrate the 1st of December. I put the tree up, I have some champagne, and I celebrate my nana's life. And I more often than not have the cheesiest pizza you've ever seen, because my nana literally lived for like ordering Domino's and going to Italian restaurants and eating pizza. So that's how I celebrate my nana, and you know, that is just so special. And I hope I haven't brought any doom and gloom to your life today. It's been my story of me and my nana, but yeah, I honestly didn't feel like I'd be telling you this story today. Bring out the pickle jar. I need to hydrate, my goodness. So I think I'm done with the tears now. I see it as such a beautiful thing that me and my nana got that amazing time together. Highlight now, because the rest of my family, now it seems quite peculiar because the rest of my family were in shock. My nana had been in and out of hospital all year, yet the rest of my family were in shock. And oh my goodness, that brings me on to another thing as well. I don't know whether to tell you today or in another video. Do you know what, guys? I'm going to tell you today because then I don't have to make another video like this, do I? Of course, I'll talk about manifestation and things like that in other videos. We'll get all the passing away out of the way today, and then we can move on to much lighter and more beautiful subjects. Although I find so much beauty in this, I feel like it's such a beautiful story, a beautiful memory that I have of, like, you know, me and my nana knowing that it was happening. So yeah, everyone was shocked and I was the only one, although it hit me hard. My family's very small. It's literally me, my mum, my dad, my auntie and my cousin. I was the only one that saw it coming. So even though my nana was my best friend and we had such a deep connection and I loved her more than anything, like literally I was the only one that had so much comfort in her passing because I'd seen it coming and I knew that she passed like in a really nice way, and everyone else is in such deep shock. But for me, I'd seen it coming, so I was really kind of, although I was grieving, like literally I was so poorly all over that Christmas. Like I just had such a bad kidney infection and stomach pains just through nothing other than grief. It really hit me, and I wrote a poem for and everything at the funeral, and I had the strength to get up and say that. I think I was the only person that got up and spoke at my nana's funeral because I had the strength, because I'd already said goodbye and I was already prepared for it. So I had a lot of strength in it, although there was a lot of grief. And literally a few years later, when my auntie passed, this is why I'm saying I'm getting it all out of the way now, and then we can talk lighter subjects another day. My auntie was in and out of hospital for years and years, just in and out of hospital with various different illnesses, and she was always in and out, and I wasn't always able to visit because I had 2 young kids, and you know, it wasn't always easy for me to go and visit my auntie when she was in hospital. One morning I woke up and my mum had texted to say Auntie Caroline's in the hospital again, and I instantly knew that she's going to pass away. She's going to pass away today and I need to go and see her. And I said to Johnny, I'm going to see my auntie because I think that I just think she's going to pass away. I think she's going to die today. And the thing was, she was always in and out of hospital. So there was nothing, no one informed me or said anything other than Auntie Caroline's in hospital again. And I would always get these messages, you know, every other kind of month, or you know, every 6 months or something, I get a message saying Auntie Caroline's in hospital again. So there was nothing new about getting a message like this, but I instantly knew my auntie's going to pass away today. So I told Johnny, I left Freya at home with Johnny, and I listened to Queen all the way there actually, and she loved Freddie Mercury and Queen. And growing up with my auntie, I just have so many memories of being in her car, and she was a little bit hard of hearing, so she always had like Queen blaring. It was the loudest music I'd ever heard, and I loved being in my auntie's car listening to Queen on like full volume. So I of course drove Queen on full volume to the hospital. Now when I got there, my cousin was actually planning on going to a yoga event, like a mum and baby yoga event that day, I believe, and she was going to go, and then I don't know whether she felt it within herself or a doctor said, but you know, she ended up not going that day. And the doctors, when I got to see my auntie, the machines were doing all the breathing for her. She was going through kidney failure, so she got to the point where basically all your organs pack in one by one, and they were slowly packing in, and she was at the point where she may have murmured a little bit, but nothing made sense, and the machine was doing all the breathing for her. And the doctors were doing observations and not particularly saying anything. And so when the doctor was talking to me and my cousin about the situation, they never once highlighted in any way that she was coming towards the end of her life. And I just literally said to the doctor outright, she's going to die today, isn't she? And the doctor went, quite possibly. I said, she's not going to make it past midnight, is she? And the doctor went, there's a possibility of that. And my cousin broke down and I hugged her, but I just think if I'd not bloody said that, the doctors wouldn't have told us. Before even that happened, I was sat in the family room. I rung my dad and said, Dad, I'm literally sat in the hospital waiting for my auntie to die. Like literally, she's going to die today. So my dad said, do you think I should come over? And my dad lives about 90 miles away. And he said, do you think I should come over? And I said, yeah. I said, I think she's going to die today. So if you want to see her, come now. And he came over, he travelled over, and I didn't get to see my dad because I'd gone home, and my cousin stayed there. I think they might have gone home in between time, and then my dad got there and he basically said his goodbyes. Literally, I wake up to a message at about 12:30, 1 in the morning, saying that my auntie had passed away. And yeah, it's so sad. It's off. It's so sad and devastating, but you know, just having that inner knowing of something that's going to happen. Like, guys, always trust your gut. Like, if you're ever in a situation and your head says one thing but your stomach says one, like literally, I didn't even think. I just knew. I didn't think when I looked at that message. I just knew. I didn't think when I said to the doctor, she's going to die, because I was so blunt and matter of the fact. Like, I didn't use my brain to say it. I just said it. So guys, just in life in general, listen to your gut. Don't be terrified of things, but listen to your gut. And always say, listen with your heart and listen with your stomach. Like, the stomach's meant to be like your second brain or something. And literally your gut, your stomach, where you feel emotion, where you feel pain, where you feel anxiety, where you feel like everything, your fight and flight, like, listen to your gut and feel your gut. And you know, more often than not, the gut knows. So yeah, guys, I'm so sorry this whole episode has been really So guys, I'm so sorry that this whole episode has been like, you know what, I'm going to go for Mauritius Delilah again, which is this gorgeous kind of like deep colour. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it's not anything you were expecting this week. It really wasn't what I was expecting to film. I was expecting to talk more about the law of attraction and manifesting and inner knowing and psychic abilities and such, but I wasn't planning to go with the conversation I have gone with today. So I hope I haven't left any of you feeling down or upset. Just know that everything that I talked about today made me go for everything with great comfort. Out of everybody in my family, I was the one that had the most comfort for everything because I saw everything coming, and there was real kindness and relief in that because I was mentally prepared for it. So as sad as it all is, you know, everyone's life comes to an end at some point, and yeah, just to be able to have that goodbye. And you know, I do really believe in the spirit world, and that's another story for another day. There's more to life than just being in this physical body. So yeah guys, please leave this video with happiness, knowing that I am very happy, and just take away from this video joy and happiness. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then do come back for more. I promise you it won't always be this depressing. I've got so much to say on lots of different subjects, and you know, I do makeup reviews and skincare reviews as well, and informative videos as well, so it's not all doom and gloom. So guys, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more, and I send you all so much love in the universe, and I will see you all next Tuesday. Thanks guys, bye, love you all so much. Apparently there's a way to get the lids off things if you try hard enough. If I find a way, then I'll let you guys know how I got the lid off. But for now, I'm just going to slit like mad and get the final bits out there. See, I end up doing my makeup however I randomly, that finger's same thing